And another video from Dave. What's up, YouTube? This is Dave's Had Enough 187. This is another video to do with Exorcist TV show, episode 1, and Let My Cry Come On to the review. And another video from Dave. And yeah, pretty much this is my review for Exorcist, the upcoming TV show that will premiere September 23rd of this month. I actually got to see it early on PlayStation, on my PS4 and PlayStation Plus. If you're a PlayStation Plus member, they're actually giving it to you, a little bit early, the pilot episode. But other than that, if you want to watch the rest of it on PlayStation, you got to buy a season pass, and when the episodes come out, they'll release it that way, or watch it on cable on Fox. Now I have to say, I'm not gonna try to do too many spoilers. This review will be different from my other reviews for this. I'm gonna follow this show the whole way through, but this review will be different because I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen it and they're just curious if it's any good or what it's about, because I haven't seen any reviews for it. So I'm gonna try to leave this one as spoiler free as possible. And if I do go into spoilers, I'll warn you in the video before I go any further. But pretty much what I'm going to tell you in this video really isn't spoiling it. As you know, there might be a little spoilers here and there, but nothing to ruin it. So pretty much, last night I actually got to see the Exorcist show. I've been waiting for it for a while. I'm a huge fan of the original Exorcist. It was one of my favorite movies of all time. And I was really, anticipated by this show. I first seen a trailer for it at Comic-Con. When Comic-Con showed all them trailers of all the superhero shows coming, and then it had this and a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, whoa, The Exorcist? And then I saw the TV show. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, if you ever seen the original Exorcist, I'm sure a lot of people have. In the movie, she's sitting in the bed, Reagan, spitting, cursing, fuck this, fuck that, fuck your mother, masturbating with a cross. I mean, how are they going to put that on TV? And, the more I seen on it, I thought this was going to be a remake of The Exorcist, because we have seen other Exorcists. They did The Exorcist 2, which was fucking horrible. The third one wasn't too bad, and the fourth one was meh, But this actually is not so much as a remake. It's very similar in some ways to the original story, but this is 40 years after the fact of the original one. And they actually reference the original story in the show. So they do make it aware that that happened in this world of the show. But basically what it's about, you have Gina Davis, which is, her character is Angela Rance, and she's having problems with her daughter, and she supports this church, and the priest is Father Tomas, and she actually comes to him and asks him, she needs to talk to him, and then they end up sitting down, and she ends up telling him there's some weird shit going on at her house. Basically, there's stuff wrong with her daughter, and she's hearing shit in the walls. And at first he tries to, just kind of blow it off. You're probably just under stress. Something along the lines of that. And she's like, no. She's like, I'm hearing shit. I think it's a demonic presence. And the show really picks up pretty fast. I thought with this show, when I first heard somebody said this show was going to be 22 episodes, I'm like, they're going to stretch it that long? And then I looked into it more, because I heard it on a video. Then I looked into it's 13 episodes, I believe. But I have to say, from the first episode, it really takes off. And I didn't expect it to move that fast. But yeah, she tells him, hey, no, I feel there's a demonic presence. And from then, he says he agrees to go into the house, talking to the daughter. And basically, he's just gathering she's having some issues, just because her daughter, Catherine, which they call Cat Rance, she was at the school Juilliard, and her friend basically got in a car accident. Her friend got killed, and then she decided to put all that on hold because she was all, kind of depressed from all that and decided just to go home, take some time off, and now she just stays in her room. But there's all this other shit going on with like weird noises up there. Her daughter's not acting the same, kind of like, being a bitch to her parents, and it's just not her. That's not her. And she could tell with all that going on, the voices in the wall, that there's something more to the story. So that's basically where it goes from there. And then the other thing they focus on, like I said, is uh, 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 Father Tomas. They focus on him. They let you basically get some more insight on him, and then they focus on Father Marcus, which basically I think he is doing like an exorcism in Mexico City, and they show all that, and somehow there's a connection with them too, because when Father Tomas actually sleeps, he has dreams about him. So something's like linking them together. And basically, if you wanted to compare the two, even though this is a different story, it does have some similarities from the original story. But this one, the mother, instead of being a film actress, she's basically a hotel manager. And on top of this one too, the father is there. In the first one, there was no father for Reagan. This one, played by Alan Ruck, the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, his friend. He's played Henry Rance. He was in a bad accident and he suffered from brain trauma, and he's kind of not there anymore. So that's his role in all this. And basically, you have another daughter too, called Cassie Rance, which basically she's just like the outgoing type daughter. She likes to joke around. Nothing's going on bad with her, and there's even parts in the episode where she's trying to get her sister to go out and go meet some guys and hang out and have fun, try to get her out of the slums and depression, but she's not wanting to leave her room. But they throw kind of like a curveball at the end, because you're thinking maybe this is going on, but then there's something else at the end. But you do see a really good part at the end, and there's a couple good parts throughout the episode. There's an exorcism scene, and then you have some crazy shit that goes on up in an attic. That's really cool. So my opinion, it lived up to the hype for me. I mean, this was one of the movies back in the day that scared the shit out of people. You had people that literally went and saw this movie and passed out. Went home, couldn't go to sleep without the lights on for weeks to months. People were really spooked from this movie. And then the original person that played Reagan, Linda Blair, she had a hard time getting movie roles after that. People were scared to death of her. This movie made a huge impact in the movie industry. There was never nothing like that, with stuff like you've seen in this movie, and that's what really freaked people out. There was lines that went around. If you watch some old videos of when people were going to see The Exorcist and stuff to do with the original Exorcist, you'll see lines that went around the building, sold out. Like, it was a big phenomenon. But I don't think I spoiled it too much. Definitely check it out. If I had to score the first episode, I would give it a 9. I liked it. I thought it was good. I just thought it picked up a little. It's really going right into it. And if this is like one story, it's based on this family, I just want to see how they're going to stretch it 13 episodes. It just, for me, it moved real fast, into the main problem, what's going on. But I thought it was good, if I had to pick about something, and that's not really me picking about anything. It's just, to me, I thought they was like, oh damn, we're here already, it didn't get like down and dirty where the girl's like the whole bed shaking and all that, but you do see some crazy shit. Definitely I would say the demon is more like clever in this one, I guess you'd say. So it's gonna, I think it's gonna be focused on more than just one person. You know what I'm saying? This demon that's going after the family. I don't think it's just gonna be one person. But yeah, that's my review, guys. I know there isn't any up. I tried to spoil it as least as possible. Definitely check it out. I can promise you this: if you're a fan of The Exorcist, you will enjoy this TV show. I have to give it for being a Fox TV show. And to be fair, nowadays they put anything on TV. Back in the day, they wouldn't put stuff like this on TV, or like the show Hannibal. But I think it's going to be pretty good. I want to see what's going to happen when somebody does get possessed, where it goes and leans towards, you know, how Reagan was in The Exorcist when she was all scarred up and going nuts. You know, when she's cursing, how are they going to do that on TV? Are they going to go in a non-cursing direction? How's it going to go? Because we know how she was in the movie, but like I said, this is 40 years after the fact, and it's not the same story. I was thinking it was going to be a remake, and I know a lot of people I talked to thought this was going to be a remake of the original, but it's actually based off the original into the 40 years later. But that's my review, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments section. And if you did see it, let me know in the comment section what you thought. And if you didn't see it, come back to this video and let me know what you thought of it when you do see it. Alright, guys. Thank you. Later, YouTube.